In this video, Peter van Westen is going to show us how to leave and hide notes in Joomla articles, and then he's going to lead us down the yellow brick road into the land of Oz, which is many more things with some of his regular labs extensions. Hey there, Joomla fans, Tim Davis here. I'm a Joomla fan too, and thanks for tuning in to Watch Me Work livestream number 21, where we're going to be looking at how to hide notes in Joomla articles. If you're watching this in the YouTube Encore Performance and haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe, ring the bell for notifications of new live streams and tutorials. That helps other people find the material. And also like this video, leave a comment below about what you'd like to see in the channel. So let's head on over to the recording. Brought to you by... go ahead and, well, when you're ready, if you want to share your screen, go ahead. But if you have anything you want to say before that, let it rip.
So, so as Tim said, he was trying to place some notes in articles, and I think I thought there would be a better way, but I'll show you a few ways we can approach this. So let's say we have an article. We'll just place some dummy text in there, and you want to tell your client or whoever something about what they have to keep in mind when editing this article, like don't touch this.
See, now the example that Peter saw me messing up was I was using conditional content, which is one of Peter's extensions on a page, and basically what I had done was the first section, if people were not logged in, they could see that. And then in the next part of the article, if they were logged in and belonged to a certain group, they could see that as well. But I wanted to leave notes for people, the other people in the company that might see that page, just to help them figure out what was going on. And I had done it in a way using Sorcerer, but that revealed, that would have still put the notes in HTML in the front end. So that's what, that's the occasion that gave rise to this.
So let's say you want to do this. Just give this a name. And in the front end, stupid bar at the top of the recording. How do I get rid of that? Oh, there we go. Move that away. Okay, so we don't want it here. We only want it in the back end. And, well, as he said, the way Tim was doing this is what was via Sorcerer, which is fine. So you could just place this in a comment tag and just do this, which works. Or we could place it on one line. Then, if all goes well, we don't have it here. But if we look into the to the source code of this, we will see that the comment is here. So that might not be a problem for some stuff, but if you have something like client X is stupid or something like that in there.
Yeah.
You don't want anyone on the visiting your website accidentally reading that.
Yeah.
So another way would be to, instead of using an HTML comment, that was the next step we went into, was to place this in PHP instead of an HTML comment. And then a comment would look like this, with double slash in front of it. So we can check that out. And on the front end, we still don't have nothing. And here we have only the P tags. So that's already better.
Yeah.
But if your client is as stupid or your user is as stupid as client X, then you don't want him to do something like this and mess up the code. So this is a bit of a dirty way.
Yeah.
So there's another way. The easiest way without setting anything up is to use conditional content, which has show and hide tags. So you could use this thing. We'll use the editor button. So we could place this code and we just say hide. And that's it. So we can save this. And then here we have nothing. And in the result, we have this thing stating that there's some conditional content going on here.
So is hide one of the things that's in conditional content?
Yes.
Okay.
So you can conditionally hide something or show something.
Okay.
But if you don't use any conditions,
okay,
then it will always hide.
Yeah, sorry. And then I saw, yeah, so it actually used the hide tag. You have it set up to use the hide tag when you're using the tool there.
So, but in Tim's case, the problem was that he was already using conditional content where he was placing the comment. Yeah. So then you get nested hide tags or nested show tags, and that gives problems. So I moved on to another solution, and that is to just create your own custom tag for this in ReReplacer. So we can just call this anything we want, and we don't even have to use these brackets. We can just use square brackets and say comment like this, or any other syntax with whatever you want. But I like to use open and close brackets because we know we know how HTML works, so we're used to this closing thing at the end. However we want. I'll just make it lowercase. Anyway, so you can do this and then make this bold or whatever. Now, of course, we haven't set anything up. So if we go to the front end, we should just see, come on, refresh. We just see it here. And that's not what we want, of course. Yeah. So we'll just go to ReReplacer and set up a rule for this.
So ReReplacer is your extension that looks for something, yeah, and when it finds it, replaces it with something else.
Yeah, correct. What is this? So yeah, so what we can do is we can search for comment, and then anything in between.
So you're looking for, okay, comment with anything between.
And then those. We want to replace it with nothing in this case. Well, to do this dynamically, we need regular expressions.
Okay.
We can search, switch on the regular expressions. And to, oh, I'm hearing myself double now.
Now somebody, hold on for a second, we're getting a bit of an echo. So I think someone joined us on Zoom.
Yeah, that's better.
It
okay.
Might, let's see, it was probably, let's see who's, just let me take, okay, so I might, someone, I think someone's probably muted their mic for now, so.
Okay, anyway, so to do this dynamically, we need some regular expressions, and to do whatever text is here, the easiest way is to do a dot star question mark.
Okay.
And just zoom in a bit. And what this does is it looks for any character, that's the dot. A star means 0 or more times. And the question mark makes it non-greedy, which means it will stop as soon as it finds this closing tag.
Okay.
Otherwise, it might span multiple closing tags like this. So this should already kind of work. The problem here with regular expressions is that we are using block quotes in this example. And block quotes have a special meaning, so we need to escape these. So we'll just do that. And this is pretty much it. So we need to give
Now,
this thing a name.
when you zoom out, I just want to ask about something. Okay, it wasn't Vinny. It's all right. Whoever came on Zoom, that's cool. Just sometimes we get the echo.
Dan?
So,
It's me, Tim. It's me.
oh, who's me?
Shaden.
Chaden, how you doing, man?
Good. I bought a webcam.
Oh, great. Well, we're gonna see your face in a while then. Have you met Peter before, Chaden?
No, I have not, but this is the only reason I came on. Peter, I use all your extensions. I love it. Big fan here. They're so it's the advanced module manager is like a Kiba backup. I install it on every site and then the IP login as well. I don't know what my life would be if you hadn't done the job you have done in the past 5-6 years, for however long you have been developing. You can look up my name. I have the yearly membership. I renew it before it expires every year, and I probably am going to be a subscriber for as long as I'm in the Joomla world. But I just wanted to come here and say, I've never experienced a problem with your extension. It's great what you're doing. You're doing great job. You're doing great contribution to the Joomla community, if that's even a word.
Well, thank you very much.
And
Sure.
so
You like it?
Peter, Chaden is the owner of Joom Dev.
Yeah.
Oh, you know.
Yeah, I've seen his name come
Okay.
across. So yeah.
Well,
Peter has Asteroid listed in Advanced Template Manager as the frameworks his component hates or is not compatible with. So he pretty much knows us. Yeah.
Okay, well, let's continue on to this. Chaden, stick around afterwards because we'll be chatting more. So.
Yeah, sure. I'll be back. Okay, I just wanted to let Peter know how big of a fan I am. All right.
Well, thank you very much. Okay.
All right. The thing that I was going to ask you, if you just scroll down a little bit, that I missed was use new line modifier. What is that?
This thing.
Yeah.
Here, a dot means any character, so also new lines.
Okay.
If you switch this off, then it will only search inside the line itself. So that means that if we have this off, that let's see.
If your comment was on 2 lines.
Yeah. Was this the one that we were testing in?
No, I think the other one was comment.
Yeah. Go. So yeah, this wouldn't work then.
Okay.
And it's not so much a new line as in a break, but a new line as in an enter in the HTML.
Okay.
New line.
Okay, yeah.
So we can test this as well, by the way, just to make sure.
Well, I just knew anyone following along in this will just do it and it'll work, but then I'd missed it, so I just was wondering what that was. So.
Yeah. So well, let's see if this works. So now this should disappear, and it does. And just to show you the difference, if we switch off the new line, then it shouldn't. No.
Okay.
And the reason it doesn't is because now it searches for this comment thing, then anything in between, and it stops here at the end of the line.
Okay.
So then it can't find what it's looking for, so we switch that back on. And let's see what the result is. So one little problem, and it might not be a problem for your website, and that depends on how you're styling stuff, but now we have an empty p tag, paragraph tag. We don't see that here, so it's not really an issue, but if you want to clean it up, we can make this a little smarter. What we can do is search for a p tag. Oh, don't know what that happened. P tag before it. Why is it doing that?
It's auto-filling the end tag.
Yeah, I don't know why. Anyway.
It's for people like me that don't want to type too much.
So we can do the start and the end p tag, but we want them conditional, so they don't have to be there. So you can also use it in the middle of a sentence. And what you do is you group it and put a question mark behind it. Grouping it by doing the parentheses, a question mark makes it optional. So if it's there, it's grabbing it and replacing it with nothing. So the whole thing gets replaced with nothing.
Can you zoom in on that just so everybody can have an easier time to read it? Because
sorry.
No. You can read it there, but I just thought if anyone's going to go and try to type it or write it out to use later.
So if we look now in the HTML, then where were we? I've lost my. There we go. So now that whole P tag was here, and now it's gone.
Nice.
So that's working. But I thought it might be nicer to actually show the comment on the front end if you're logged in as an admin, which we can do.
Okay.
So what we do then is we want to grab anything that's in between the comments, and we want to use it in the replacement. We'll do that first, and we can just throw out a div with a bootstrap class if your template supports that, or another class or whatever you want. We'll just do an alert. I think it's danger or something like that. And then in between, we can reference the group. Now in this case, we have here a group, but we also have these two groups, which we're not really using. And these are optional, so sometimes you have one group and sometimes three or two, so that makes it complicated. So we'll solve this by not remembering these groups. This is all regular expressions, mumbo jumbo, so if you don't understand it, you don't have to.
Just type it.
Yeah, just type it.
Like I do.
So this means we're grouping it. We need the group to say it's optional, but we're not remembering it for the replacement. So now we're actually only having one group that is being remembered, which we can refer to with a /1, and the one refers to this one.
Okay.
If we would, just to explain, if we would also group these two, then this would be group 1, this 2, and this 3. So then we would have to put a 2 here.
Why is the first pair of parentheses not considered a group?
This one?
Yeah.
Because we place this inside it.
Oh, okay.
So it is a group, but it's not remembered. So it doesn't count in the replacements.
Okay.
So it's ignored. We'll just put this back. So now we have a group that is not captured, they call it. A non-capturing group. That's optional. We have the starting comment tag with the escaped square brackets. Then we have anything in between, which we do capture, and then the ending stuff. So let's see what this looks like. Place, and now we have this nice little alert in the front end, but of course we don't want this. So now we're logged in, but we don't want it if we're not logged in. No,
right.
We're not logged in. So how do we solve that? Well, we can, in regular or in ReReplacer Pro, we can assign a replacement to certain conditions. So in this case, we only want to assign it to, let's see, user group levels. Let's say we only want the super users to see this on the front end.
Okay, and at this point, Chuck asked the question if this only works for admins, and what you just showed there in the Pro version, you can select whatever groups you want this to be visible to.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you could potentially do something else for other groups as well.
Yeah.
So now we've only turned this on for admins. So if I log back in, we see this, which is good. But if we log back out, we have a problem because now the whole thing is back because it's only working for admins. So to solve that in ReReplacer, if you go all the way to the bottom of the assignments, you have an else thing, which means what should I do in any other case? And in this case, what should we do if it's not a super admin? Well, we don't want it to do nothing. We want to replace it with something else. And what do we want to replace it with? I would say nothing. So just leave this empty.
What, nothing?
Exactly. So let's see what this does. So now we don't have anything when we're not logged in. And if we do log in, we have a comment saying the client is stupid.
Okay.
So that works, but
you know, Peter, that's an awful lot of stuff to type out every time you want to leave a comment, isn't it?
oh, thank you for that. So
No, that's where you're going, right?
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's exactly like you have these comment tags, but you might not remember this every time. You might not use it on a day-to-day basis, and you might not have remembered if is it comment or is it note or is it hide or whatever. So an easy way to solve that is to use another extension and use content templater. Now, what we can do is we just make a simple template, and we can just place this in here, either with some example, your comment here, or just leave it empty in whatever way you want. We'll just do this. And we'll just call this comment. And now, if you're in an article, I'll just zoom out a bit because just refresh the page. Now, if you want to add a new comment here, you can go to the content template and select comment.
There's a button down at the bottom now underneath the editor that says content template. Template.
And yeah, I say content. I say template. You say,
I say template.
Well.
Yeah.
So now we have this, and then you can just fill it in. But this is a bit clunky because you need to know it's under the content template. So what we'll do instead is we'll go to publishing and we'll show it as a separate button. And we'll give it a name and we'll give it a nice little icon. Thought this one would suit what it's for. And then if we go back here and refresh, and this is done. Why is it so slow?
It's probably, well, there's a lot of streaming and changing and going on, so.
Yeah, this is my local, so it shouldn't really matter much.
Oh, okay.
So now, instead of having it under here, we have a new button here called comment. And we can just click on that, and it throws in the tags for the comment. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah. So you can then, you could set it up so that the comment is always showing. Oh, is that always going to show the blue warning box or the danger box?
Yeah.
Okay, because that's because ReReplacer is set up to do that.
Yes.
Okay.
We can even just.
So it's a great way to daisy chain together a bunch of things that just are set up and regular, just waiting. You hit that button, put in your comment, and everything else is taken care of.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just doing some styling thing here.
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter. Oh, if you want this kind of style instead, whatever, doesn't really matter.
Okay.
So now every time you hit the button, you get it in this format, and then you can place your comment here. If you don't like these comment tags and you want to do something else instead of this, let's say you just want to put everything between two, what you call it?
Exclamation marks?
Exclamation marks, thank you. It's late here. Then that is possible as well. Then, but then we don't really need this template thing anymore. Just to enter a few comments. But we'll just we'll just change this one.
So you're changing from comment back to two exclamation marks?
Yeah, exactly. And pretty much all we have to do then is say it has to have 2 exclamation marks. I'm escaping them because an exclamation mark is a special character too. Okay. This might work, but I don't think it will.
Can you zoom in again just on that? There we go.
So 2 exclamation marks, and we escape them with a backslash and then a space. And then we want to end with 2 exclamation marks as well. And this can all go. And then probably we want to force it to be start with a P tag or not. So we can even just remove this stuff and say it has to start or end with a P, with a paragraph tag.
Okay.
And even if you have multiple paragraphs, it will always end or start with it. So this is a simpler version. And then this doesn't work, of course. I didn't save it. And
there you go.
Well, it's not working.
Oh. But you're logged in, right?
Yeah, but that shouldn't matter.
Oh, okay.
Why is it not working? Because of things. Oh, because of this.
Oh.
That's a good thing. So we made this strong. So we could replace a strong and make that optional. Do this is again to not capture the group.
Okay.
And we'll add that to the end as well. So the strong tag is optional.
Now at this point, if anybody's watching this and you're feeling a bit lost with the regular expressions, check on the YouTube channel, because Peter did an introduction to regular expressions, and it was really, really helpful and interesting just to see some of. I mean, this is more complex than some of the basic stuff, but yeah, if you want to hone your skills on regular expressions, check out that video. I think we're at least an hour long, and it starts out with some very basic things, so it was really great. So check that out on the channel.
Yep. So yeah, the idea is that you're pretty free to do any syntax you want that matches the way you work or your client works, and it enables you in this case to place comments, but you can of course do a lot more different stuff with it.
Yeah.
So there's different ways to do this, and choose whichever suits your needs.
Except for the way that I was doing it. Don't do that.
Don't do that, of course.
No, don't do that. I am a cautionary tale for many people, so that's good. It's good to have a purpose. Great. Well, thank you very much for that. We're going to still hang out, and if there's questions or that, come on, and let's. I think I have a few. Yeah, come on, turn on your cameras, folks. If you're in here, Chayton, we can see your lovely face. And if anyone's got any questions about this or comments or anything else, come on, or if you want to type it in chat, that will be great.
Everyone ran away.
Yeah, who knows? I wonder if I can expand. See if that expands. There we go. Uh-oh, I didn't want to expand it that much. Yeah, conditional content, that was the first time that I had used it. So, yeah, that's why I want to leave the notes for others to see. And, I think stuff like this is really great, especially for clients. If we've set up a page for them and we've done some stuff that's maybe a bit, if they're just starting out or they don't know what's going on, we can leave kinder notes than what you have there on the screen, and just let them see things and give them a little instruction, because it might be content that they need to go in and update themselves every now and then instead of creating a new article. Maybe they want to just update some information, you can leave the instructions right there for them. Don't forget to subscribe. Oh. Yeah, don't forget to update the date. Exactly.
Or something like that.
Yeah, that's a great example. Don't forget to update the date, or don't confuse this with the article that you changed that shows up in the module, or anything like that. Excellent. All right. Any questions? Any comments?
Nothing.
Nothing. We just did such a great job. Either that or everyone's mind is blown. This is pretty much how it goes with everything that Peter helps me with. Because last night he says, "Oh, that's probably not. That's probably not a good. There's a better way to do that." So I said, "Okay, go ahead and show me." And then I think I joked and said, "Okay, now what's the next better way to do it?" And so then he said, "Well, then you could also do this." And then I thought, okay, well, there's probably still more. So I said, and the next way, well, we could do this. And that's when he showed the button. So Chuck says he loves your products.
Thank you.
Vinny says, sorry, mopping up my brain matter. Yeah. I'll talk, and talk about mopping up your brain matter. This client that I was recording couple of days ago, which is why I had my microphone muted for OBS, is a world-leading expert on fire investigation, and he and my client that I'm working for, who he was here, the other fellow's in San Francisco. They have so many stories and expertise and experience in the fire world. Their stories are fascinating, but they kind of feel that no one's interested in their story, so. Because they're just so used to it, and meanwhile, everybody else who's listening and hears these things is just always, mind-opening or exploding. So I think that's probably what happens to us with you, Peter, when you start to connect all kinds of things together. It's like stretching plasticine till it snaps. And my plasticine is pretty cold sometimes, so it snaps early, but. Yeah, so you're not on Twitch, so I can read this to you. Chuck says, kind of right, Vinny. Peter has some great coding skills.
Thank you again, but is this the Praise Peter show?
No, it's the Appreciation Peter show, maybe.
Appreciation Peter show.
Yeah, I posted on social media, and Vinny said, oh, I love it when Peter's on the show, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, great.
I think that look, a lot of us just work alone, and then a lot of the times that we have contact with people, they're people that we're showing things to, and they're challenging us, but their challenge tends to be, oh, why are they doing it that way, or other things. So then to get to spend time with people that are advancing or ahead of you or have great ideas, and it's invigorating. So I'm not surprised that people enjoy it.
Right.
You might be surprised because no one appreciates you in your hometown.
It's funny because it's true.
Oh, okay. There you are. You came into a chat there, type there. So, yeah.
I've paused my screen so I don't get this kind of thing happening.
Yeah. Well, there we go. And then I think if you leave that up for just a second, we're going to get one of those barbershop mirror things happening, which is always cool. We will and look, you can see the delay. If I do this, I will just wave and then watch. There'll be a wave, a point. Now watch, there's a wave. I will wave because there's a delay from us talking here on Zoom, and so then I will start waving all the way down as the delay goes, and it's so weird. Anyways, yeah. So we'll. I'm sure there's no end of tricks that you can show us. Hey, everybody. Something that you might not know about is that with Peter's extensions, there's an effort underway to make videos and narrate it, teaching about them and subtitling. And so you can head on over to Regular Labs. Let's see. And you can find stuff here. I'm just going to take you off the screen there for a second, Peter. You don't need to change anything. But I've been narrating some of them. Did the screen capture for some of them, but now Peter's doing that and is moving along a lot faster. One that...
Articles Anywhere is done.
Yeah, Articles Anywhere. Okay, let's see. Articles Anywhere. So to get the most out of your Regular Labs extensions, you can go to the videos. Now, there's always lots of information and documentation, and that's been getting updated too. But there are videos here, how to install an update, getting started, the pro version, and then the settings. So it will take you through some Regular Labs extensions for Joomla. In this video, we'll take a look at all the settings available in Articles Anywhere and how they change the behavior. Anyways, you can go, it's narrated, and you can follow the mouse. But it will show you just different things and take you through what the different settings are. So you don't need to wait till we show things a little bit at a time here on the channel. There's lots of stuff, and I've been learning tons of stuff too, narrating these as well. So you can see all that you can do in both the free and the pro versions. So make sure you check that out on. Make sure you check that out on Peter's site when you're using his extensions. Where'd you go here? Back to meeting. There we go. Oh, double click to. Peter started screen. Oh, screen sharing. We'll just oh. Something's gone here. There we go. Oh, there's Chayton. Hey, Chayton.
Hey, I'm here. Yeah.
He's been there the whole time.
Has he?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I couldn't see him because I had just your screen capture on there.
I've been waiting for you guys to finish the chat, if I may.
Yeah, no, well, we're all done. So how's it going?
It's going great. Let me tell you something about the extension, Regular Labs. What's the ReReplacer? So you know about load precision, Tim, right? How we load modules in Joomla?
Yeah.
So,
but you can, go ahead and explain it.
Yeah. I just want to appreciate what great work Peter has done, So the load position, that's the whole concept behind Joomla. Whenever there's a tag, you write that Joomla, brackets or whatever, that's how you do it. And what Peter has done is he has basically given you a component where you can write any number of those plugins and do whatever the hell you want to do. You understand the scale of it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It just totally unlocks.
So you don't have to create XML. You don't have to create a PHP. You don't have to worry about on, after, content, prepare, all those events. All you do is write what regex you're searching for and what regex to replace it with, and that's it. And and then obviously his sourcer extension, you can write PHP in return. It doesn't have to be something static. So I can basically say article ID 1 and replace it with the title of that particular article based on the ID. It's just astonishing work, astonishing thinking of some next level. I just want to appreciate that.
You just want Asteroid to work in his stuff. That's why you're buttering him up, right? So
yeah, No.
Hey, listen. I don't want to make Peter feel awkward because he already feels awkward. Because I would like him to come back on some other time. But I do know, I know that, and from talking with him before, and you see this in other times he's been on, that most of this he's developed for himself because he wanted to do something, and so. And which is great because a lot of us think like, oh, I wish I could do this, and you can't. And so when he can't do something, then he just programs something, and it's just in sync with what so many of us want to do. So
right,
I think that's the genius of why those 29 extensions. Perhaps maybe not what nothing, but the other ones, they're all pretty handy. So
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and just to add a little detail, you don't need sorcerer anymore in the ReReplacer
Oh yeah,
mix.
I know. You can just say treat as PHP, and then it does.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still great work anyway.
alrighty. So what's shaking over there, Chayton? It's like, what is it, 4 in the morning?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. I bought the webcam for you, so right?
Yeah, no, that's good.
Yeah, I might buy a laptop and take it outside next time, show you the night or whatever, right?
Ah, sure. Yeah, we'll have to get you showing some stuff again too. So
Yeah. We're working on some stuff, so when it comes, we will. Yeah.
Vinny says, so Articles Anywhere can just give a list of article titles based on a condition and then place that list in an article. Yes. Yeah. It's yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I've been enjoying working on the training videos, because it's given me a chance to just take time and learn and think, oh, that's cool. So, because the genus, or the not genius, but the genus, or the beginning of, I guess, genesis of my channel was taking a long time trying to figure out what the heck these smart guys like Peter and Chayton were explaining in their documentation as a layperson, and figuring it out and saying, okay, now I'll just re-explain that for other people that are out there. So.
Yep.
So I'm sort of the filter. I'm the translator. I'm the translator to the common man. Chuck says, did he mention... he did mention to Joomla Dallas user groups about their stream. They're posting it on their site. Oh, great, Chuck. Thanks for referring that, mentioning to them, saying that you're looking for more streamers to join us all here. Oh, sorry. Vinny says that was a question. He had a question mark.
Yeah. So how do you... because I don't really understand the question completely.
So he's wondering...
So what kind of conditions do you
need? Just a sec. We probably could let Vinny just come on and ask it.
Yeah, why isn't he on?
Yeah, he's off. Yeah, why, Vinny? Why aren't you on, Vinny?
Come on, Vinny. Right?
Come on camera, and at least we'll have 4 faces on the screen for the first time ever.
That's gonna be a record, right?
I know. Yeah, Peter last night, and I said, you want to show this on, yesterday, I said, you want to show this on Watch Me Work live stream tomorrow? I said, and show it to people? He says, oh, all 3?
He's lazy.
He's lazy.
Well, you don't get answers if you're lazy.
Chuck is shaming him to do it, so.
Do it.
Vinny.
No. So, are you also too lazy to explain the question?
Well, I just kind of figured if you didn't understand it, I wasn't even going to try. I think what he's looking for, and is can Articles Anywhere show just a list of article titles based on a condition, and then place that list in an article?
Well, yes, you can place a list of titles, but what kind of condition are you after?
I would think maybe article titles based on a category.
Yeah, those are the filters.
Oh,
yeah.
Hold on, I have to. He's
on mine now.
Oh, is he? Oh, here we go. Well, ask him if that was the right thing. So I've got.
Is my screen shared? Yes.
Yeah, it is. No, I just there's a delay if you're watching on Twitch. So
yep.
I just squeeze this right over.
What you can do with Articles Anywhere is articles category, I don't know, animals, I guess. That's what I've...
Where are I don't think you're...
Oh, sorry,
You're sharing your... There you go.
Right. Here I am. So you just do an articles tag with a category is, or tags, or whatever kind of filter you can think of. Then inside that, you place the data tag that you want. So in this case, a title. And then close the tag, articles.
And if you can zoom in on that just a bit, that'll help everyone. Just on, yeah, there we go.
So is it only filter by category?
Hey, Vinny.
No, it can filter by tags and pretty much any, also custom fields, pretty much anything.
All right.
So now we'll just check what this looks like. Oh, that's because I'm using different syntax. I'll just show you that as well. All my extensions that have like these plugin tag syntaxes, you can change the syntax. And on my test site, I've changed them to also test that works on all websites. So you can change the default syntax. So this is the default, but you can create whatever syntax you want, and even change what kind of curly brackets or square brackets or whatever you want around it. But we'll just stick with the default now. So now we have a nice list of all the animals in my, you can see that this breaks now because I changed the syntax. So we've got pigs, dogs, and cats. You can also say where the title, it's a nice example, where the title starts with a P. I think that works.
Wallerweb in chat says, if you're not too lazy, you can also read it all here.
Yeah. Or all articles with a P. Oh, that's only one. Or articles with an A. Should be more. These are all my articles that start with an A. So you can have all kinds of filters. And so what you can do is articles anywhere. In the tutorial.
Yeah, and Wallerweb was referring to the tutorial as well that you have on your site. So it's not only watching the video, but you've got the documentation, which you're showing us right here now. Yeah, that's a good point, Wallerweb.
So these are all the filters you can do. So you can filter by category and tags and article names.
So I could put a list of all the articles with a specific tag in it.
Yes.
Okay.
And you can make those links to the articles, can't you, Peter?
Oh, I'll do that as well. So let's do all tree growing. I think I have a few of them. My tag is tree growing.
Yeah, Chuck says opening so many new things we can do with this. Yes, Chuck, that's
the whole idea. Oh, I've got one article with tree growing. So we'll just, I think articles anywhere has more. So I've got 4 articles that have this tag on it. And now it's only showing the title, but you could, of course, create a link from it. Place the link data tag around it. And articles anywhere will now create other links. And you could also add stuff like show in what category it is. And also show the tags. See what that looks like.
Wallerweb says, do like me, buy a lifetime subscription. Get that advertising in there.
I take gifts.
What do you take?
I take gifts.
What do you mean you take gifts?
If he's off, I mean, I'd love to get a.
Oh, gifts. I thought you said GIFs as in GIFs, which I know people pronounce as GIF, but that's okay.
It is pronounced GIF.
Only animated GIFs.
Only animated GIFs.
It's not pronounced gifts. It's pronounced gifts.
Yeah, no, I know. I already said that I say that, but I say it wrong.
I kind of like how I feel with content templater. Is if the creator calls it something, that's what it's named.
I know, but in Canada, you install a template. So
I
that's
do.
why, yeah, not a template.
I still install templates in America, but
Yeah.
I call it it's a content templater because Peter
Yeah.
calls it.
It's something to contemplate.
All right, so what do you happen in here? You have got show the category animals or fruit, make the title a link,
Yeah.
show the category name,
And show the tags.
Tree
And
growing.
we can also say, well, I don't want this when it's empty. So we can surround this with an if tags. I think this works. Oh, so
Yeah.
now it's only showing this one. We can do the ordering.
This is sort of like when you show us stuff like this and then really expand it. It's like beating someone when they're down. So
It's like he has to add regular expressions into everything.
yeah, I just look at it's just like, all right. So now
This is nothing to do with regular.
that makes me want to fire up the fetal position webcam. Just lie there curled up. So I can see you laughing there, Chayton.
Yeah.
So, and the neat thing is what you've got here is sort of you're providing a way to customize and do fancy things without having to go learn PHP for a couple of years. You've got lots of options that will just do things, and you just have to become accomplished at understanding them. Oh, yes, Chuck, thanks for saying that. Chuck says Regular Labs is one of those jujitsu developers. The other day, well after the ordinary part of the Maintenance Money live stream, well, we wondered what you just have to watch it, Monday's live stream. But eventually, we got talking about self-defense methods, and then I thought, well, maybe we should develop. Someone was talking about jujitsu, and then I said, well, we should develop one that Joomla uses. We could call it Joomla Jitsu. And then it got shorted to Joom Jitsu, and then we thought that would be a great name for a website about security for Joomla or something. Joom Jitsu.
I think admin tool should be renamed to Joom Jitsu.
Admin tool should be renamed to Joom Jitsu. Yeah. So. All right,
I'm just mecking around here.
I know you're on the verge of ecstatic utterance in coding.
I'm actually really enjoying it. I didn't realize you could do so much with this.
Okay, no, that's fine. Hey, Chayton likes the ecstatic utterance. Okay, we have to. What's ecstatic utterance in the Indian context?
Well, how can I put this?
In English, preferably.
I'm sorry?
In English, preferably.
No, but
No. Hang on.
it may refer to something different than what I'm thinking. So
Yeah. Hang on. I'm trying to look it up. Hold on. I don't want to be wrong. It's all being recorded. Once it's on the internet, it never gets off.
yeah, well, like ecstatic utterance is something that happens in a lot of groups around the world when they get themselves worked up emotionally, and then they begin to make sounds and various movements, but it's sounds, and it's not necessarily coming directly from the mind trying to say something. So you just get so excited they just get out of control. That's what I'm thinking of, ecstatic utterance. So
Okay. Yeah. You get that from me. I get it. When I'm in meetings and stuff, and I'm there are like 6 other people. I'm not speaking anything, and they're like, "Hey, Shaden, why are you making those noises?" And I'm like, "I'm just stretching, I'm bored because you're not talking to me,
All right. Well, Vinny says he's enjoying watching this, so that's great.
Yeah, I got Tim. I got a user on the forum, using Asteroid, and then I was helping him right before I got on call. This guy's Mark. He's the organizer for Joomla Day France.
Okay.
And then he replied a few minutes later. He's like, "Hey, by the way, I was listening to your podcast with Tim and Peter on Twitch like a few minutes ago." I'm like, "Man, that's exciting! That's exciting stuff!"
Oh, great.
I'll send you the link to it. Yeah. I just posted it on Zoom.
And it says, is that, Mark equals Wallerweb. Oh, there he is there. Okay.
Yeah.
That's who's been chatting. Okay.
There's Mark. He is in the chat. Yeah.
Mark, if you got stuff you want to show here, hit me up. Send me an email. I'll type it here and then we'll get you lined up because I am looking for people who want to show stuff off or come on and tell their Joomla story. And I'm also looking for people to give away things in the giveaway. So,
yeah.
But yeah, Mark, I'd love to connect with you.
Hey, Mark, come on in, join if you have a mic.
Yes.
Yeah. 5 people, like another record.
Oh my goodness, that'll be an ecstatic utterance right there.
We're breaking records today. Yeah. There's Peter doing his stuff. He doesn't care about any of this.
No, he's just working. Yeah, this is like.
That's what I'm saying.
Peter, you should just. Oh, okay. Peter, I was just gonna say you should hook up. You should set up a webcam behind you just so we can watch you work.
Right.
My first idea to call it was the Peter cam, but then I realized that was not going to work. So. But yeah, you could just sit there and we could watch you work and go, oh, there's a good idea. When you get this perfected, we'll let you run through and tell us everything that this actually is. I'm
not perfecting. I'm just changing stuff and showcasing what is possible.
Yeah. So, pause at some point and just run through the code and say what's happening.
We're actually interested.
What's that, Vinny?
He really doesn't need to. I'm following along.
Okay.
I just didn't realize you could put so much stuff in between the articles anywhere tag that you really could format it to display what you want, how you want it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool, huh?
It's very cool.
Or as the narrator says, how cool is that?
Exactly. So I'm just mucking around, and now it's doing a category fruit ordered by title. It's got everything in a new well. We'll just create a heading of this instead. That's cool. That wasn't mine. Just do this in. Easier. Just do it like that.
Now, can you limit the number of results so you only show so many results on one page and then it has a pagination?
Pagination, no. You can limit it. The problem with pagination is that that would change the URL. And so no, pagination is not possible, but you can do pretty much anything else. We can I just wanted to add read more here. See what this looks like. And you could even add
Yeah, so Mark's just talking away there in the chat about maybe doing some stuff with the custom fields that he's done and some of the articles he's published. So I think that sounds like it would be great too.
I like custom fields.
Yeah, listen. So in 2 weeks, don't forget. And yeah, so Chuck says, "Who needs a category blog with this? With what Peter's doing?" Remember, in a couple of weeks, January 30th, we're going to have a short half-hour episode because I've got to get out to a meeting. But John Mulholt is going to be updating us on new features in HodaMeta. So he's been working on adding more Open Graph tags, and I think he's taking a look at Google Tags Manager. But he's improved a bunch of things like the Open Graph image tag. And remember, HodaMeta is the extension that he's developed so that you can put your Open Graph tag information in custom fields for each of your Joomla articles, therefore making that stuff stay in the core instead of putting it into something that's separate. So we've been kind of excited to see him developing that. I know Vinny loves that extension.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Chuck says, unless you need pagination, but are you doing something with pagination right now?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
So you can limit it, like only show the first 3.
But you can't do pagination, right, Peter?
No, it doesn't show any pagination. And that's mainly because when you click on a pagination link, the URL will...
Of course. No, I understand. Yeah.
And then it would somehow need to grab the limits from which gets confusing.
Right.
Especially because you can also use this in a module. It doesn't have to be in the content area. So if you have a blog page with pagination going on, and you also want your own pagination in a module, then things get really complicated.
Well, what about a load more?
Well, yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
Like the simplest way is like if you only want to have just throw away the intro text for a bit because it takes so much time. We'll just limit it to 3, and then you can do if last, so only on the last one. Do an if. Go on one line and say category link. So we're doing a category. Like that. And also the closing tag. Well, it's not actually load more. But...
Right. Yeah, I think we was talking about the Ajax load mores. When
so
notes it right there. Yeah, this is more, you go to the full category view there, right?
So no, there is no Ajax thing. It's just it outputs what you tell it to output.
I think the odds are 40-60 that Peter will wake up in the morning and think, oh, that's how I can do it. And then there'll be a new extension later on this week.
Oh, no, it's no breath. So, yeah, you can do loads of stuff.
Regular labs need more.
Image stuff is pretty cool as well. That's not in there. That's been in there a couple of months now. Because you can also do like this. What did I do? You can also do like this.
Because you have it set up now that it's image management or images that if you resize something, it actually is creating a resized version of it in the same folder, right?
So here you now have a 50 by 50 image, and it's not the original image. So you go open image in new tab.
You're actually making a small image.
A 50 by 50 image. So it's cropped to the right size. And not so it holds its aspect ratio.
But Peter, what if we are loading like 50, 60 articles, and so it's gonna resize those images in the runtime, right? The very first time the article loads.
Yes, correct.
Got it.
Yep.
Yeah, and then you've got you've got them set to make banners and that.
That's only one load. So how many times does that happen?
Yeah.
Once. So yeah, you can make banners and stuff like that with your images.
So Chuck has asked, can you add custom fields into this code?
Oh, yes, you
Mark
can.
says, of course he can, with a wink.
Let's see. Do I have any bananas fields? What do we have here?
Mark says, just type my bracket, my field bracket.
Yeah, we have to make a field first. We'll do, my list.
Looks like I have to buy another extension.
Why that? Oh, this one.
I don't have this one yet. I don't have the full version.
And you were allowed to go online. Let's see, what was I doing? Oh yeah, bananas. Let's see, fields, put in a list.
Article fields, so now I gotta get this one.
Yeah, Vinny was just saying he just bought article fields last night.
And I guess the name is my minus list. What did I call this? Yeah. So now we can go here and say do first and second, or first and third. So that's working. And you can also do the if stuff. So you don't get an enter if you don't want it. Like that.
So I missed where you put the fields in that code.
Sorry?
I missed where you put the fields in that code. Okay.
There.
Okay. So, all right. Show the field if my list. Okay.
And we want an enter. Always want an enter. Good. Or however you want to style it, or place it in diffs or whatever. Now we've got first and third here, but nothing up here. So that doesn't have the field. And you can also see in custom fields, you can also say, hey, we want the label, for instance. Down here. My list. And you can say we want only the label if you want to divide them into different divs or styling. And you can also override the layout and use any layout file you want and stuff like that. Yeah, stuff like that. You can also output the actual values. So if you want to use custom fields for giving a class to something, and instead of now it's giving you the 1 and the 3 instead of the actual value. So even just for using this in an article itself, just to output custom fields, very easy. I'm going to show you that. For instance, if we go to bananas, we'll put these here. But you could also say, I just want to have my custom field somewhere in the middle. Just do article. And don't say what article you want. If you leave this empty, it will just use the current article. And then inside here, you just say my list. And we'll show the label. Like that. Now inside the article, have this. Oh. I can't spell anymore. It's that easy. And I think this is a better syntax than the weird Joomla core way to try and get custom fields somewhere. And it's much more versatile because you can override layouts and output exactly what you want. Something like that. You could even, is that down here? Yeah, you can change the separator.
Mark posted something in chat. I've lost it because I was trying to make him a moderator so he can post his link. But he's mentioned that if you combine a number of the your extensions there, you end up with your own little CCK.
Yep, correct. But it is more of a Lego CCK. You kind of have to build up the blocks yourself.
Yeah.
So it's not a drag and drop solution. But yeah, if you're happy with that and you like this way of coding your own little stuff without actually having to know any PHP code or whatever, then yeah, I really like it. I like this way of working and being able to control pretty much anything you want. You could also, if you combine stuff, you could also create your own little list of articles. I'll just use QuantumPF comments, I think it was called. Instead of doing all this kind of stuff, we can just do link, title, link, and then we'll do an edit link. No. Let's see. Is that the wrong syntax? Oh, it's just edit, of course, not edit link. Too many tabs open here. Just do edit.
Well, Peter, just to point out, we're up to 8 viewers now.
Wow.
That's 5 more than your doomsday prediction yesterday. So.
Let's see.
Oh, thanks, Vinny, for posting that. I cannot figure out how to.
That's the link from Zoom chat, not that chat.
Oh, okay. Okay, I didn't see that he had posted that, so great. Thanks for posting that, Mark. I'm trying to figure out how to make him a moderator, but I've forgotten. And Hayo's not here to remind me what the command is, so.
I think this is one as well.
I can ban it. That's
Mini.
about
And unfortunately for me, when I'm in the dashboard for Twitch, if I change screens, I lose everything that was in chat, so I can't even see a name to try to click on again. So
same for me. I don't know why it does that.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
If you like refresh I'm at twitch.tv/basic Joomla. So if I just refresh the page, I can't see the chat history.
Yeah, it disappears. Yeah, because it's just getting put in there. So the reason I really like about streaming on Twitch, well, not only is that no one's doing anything Joomla on it, so if it ever catches on, I'm in the lead. Right now it's a parade of one. So, but I can, what I do right after is I download this and I'll edit it just a little bit at the beginning. And I can take out the countdown and then I upload it to YouTube. So if there's anything that, like the other day I accidentally showed something on the screen, I think it was a password or whatever. So I downloaded it, blurred it, put it on YouTube, and then I actually reloaded that back up to Twitch. So I like it because it gives me a chance to just go through and fix things again. And you can't add anything to YouTube. You can cut stuff and trim things, but you can't put something in. So it's working for me. But yeah, the chat disappears. Interesting. The same thing happens on YouTube with the chat if you refresh the page, or when I change screens. But you can't see anything. But when someone types something, the next time they enter something, it all comes rushing back in, but not on Twitch. So.
Okay.
So this is sort of an intermediary kind of. This is between someone just using Joomla and putting their stuff on and moving on, and on one end, and then on the other side, someone who's sitting down with Notepad typing everything out.
See, I like this way of I like watching him do this because it really brings the documentation more to life, and you actually, at least for me, I see it better this way.
Okay.
We need to put like little pads on your keyboard.
Mine.
Is this keyboard louder than mine?
No, yours is gigantically loud. I can't hear him doing anything, but as soon as you start typing, all the sound goes away. It's just
Okay.
It's just you typing.
It could be because my microphone is like, I don't know, 18 inches above my keyboard. Plus,
Or you have one of those old typewriter style keyboards where you actually have to hit it really hard.
I don't know if I do have to hit it hard, but I just bang. I did learn typing in high school, so I tend to bang away on a keyboard.
Yeah.
You know, when I used to like that keyboard, the one that makes the noise like typewriter. I know there was this company called TVS, and I used to have that, like, I don't know, is that 9 years ago? I don't use that anymore, but yeah, that was a great keyboard. I mean, in the beginning, it just, that bang noise like you're on a typewriter. That was a great feeling. In the beginning, it was.
No, I have a mechanical keyboard, and I like the way it clicks. But I'm just teasing him for how hard he bangs on his keys.
No, I really wail away on my keyboard. Yeah, we tried to look to see how old this was one time too, but
Yeah, I think that's what it's called, mechanical keyboard. Yeah.
yeah. And I've had this for a while. It used to be white, now it's like that funny yellow that plastic goes after it goes, breaks down, and then you filter it in your lungs and then breathe it out.
Yeah. Or maybe it's just too dirty.
Yeah. Well, I ran it through the dishwasher once. It took parts of. I think my wife kept me from doing that, and she just. But I did take it apart and scrub it. But that's like, have you, Chayton? Have you seen the keyboards that have the extra keys that you can program that do the same thing all the time?
You know what? I saw it like last week. I saw it on Reddit. There was this keyboard, and I was just posting in the subreddit. I don't remember, but yeah, it would have like extra keys at the bottom, or maybe to the right of the number pad, and you can customize them to do what you want. Yeah, I saw it like last week.
Yeah, because we were looking at them weeks ago. Vinny's got one that has 18 keys.
Oh man!
On the left side. So because I'm right-handed with my mouse, it's nice to have it on my left hand.
Yeah,
but
that'd be interesting.
I wouldn't want keys. I wouldn't want hotkeys on macro keys on my right side because I would.
Obviously, because you have your mouse on the right, of course. Yeah. I missed that. Microsoft had that keyboard with the voice control. I'm always on a desktop. I'm not on a laptop, so I don't have the audio control and everything. And I always miss that keyboard. I think Microsoft discontinued that, at least here they did, which had the audio controls inbuilt right above the functional keys.
Yeah, I've got that on mine. That's got play, pause, stop, previous track.
Yeah, those ones. They don't come here anymore, at least.
No. This is my old keyboard. I've had this.
Right. Yeah.
It could be 15 years old.
Peter, you have a way of censoring images based on if they're logged in or not?
Sorry, what?
What
What?
that documentation said? Now I have to go to regular labs.
Sorry, I can't hear you that well.
Scroll down a little bit. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So it'll pixelate it
No.
a bit. So
No, it doesn't.
okay.
No, you can just load a different image for guests and for
I
users by giving it a suffix or showing something else.
Oh. Now you could probably do that though, Peter, right? If the image was, if a person was a guest, you would just kill the resolution on it.
You could.
The
We
quality.
can try that. And then let's see, how would we do that? Can
Because you have low, middle, medium, and high quality, right?
yeah, but that won't kill it that much. But I do have another idea.
Oh, you do.
Could do
Who would have thought?
image one URL, and then width is like 20. Let's see what that does. That should output the URL. So it pulls for logged in and logging out. So that's good. And then instead of actually doing we'll give this a width, normal width of one, let's say 500. And then here we do an image. Source is that thing. Width is 500. Let's see if that works. Oh, why doesn't it work? URL width. Oh, the thing is breaking it up. That's the editor that's complaining. Let's see, how can I fix that? I could just hack it away and use sorcerer here. Nope. Come on. Stupid editor.
I mean, I may need to go for some form of counseling after watching all of this.
Can get rid of that. Get rid of that. Let's see what this looks like. It's better. Source. We want this to be 50. Yeah. Let's see if this works.
It's blurry.
It's blurry. So that works. So what I'm doing now is I'm outputting an actual image and setting the source of the image to a very low res image.
Okay.
But displaying it at 500 pixels.
Yeah.
And probably it's doing it full width because of some CSS that says it has to be 100%. Yeah. Probably.
So in that case, you could say to someone, want to see the pictures clear, sign up or register for a profile and log in.
That's what this looks like. Ooh, that's crazy. That's too low. Oh,
Okay.
if you log in, you get the actual image.
So what you could do, you could actually put a password on it as an image, not a password, a coupon code. and say log in to get the coupon code, and then it would actually show up clear.
Yeah, or you could just open the image in a new tab and see, hey, it's got a resized thing. I'll just change these numbers.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, yeah, but then they deserve to see it. There's got to be some kind of reward for working your way around something.
So, yeah, you could kind of track back what the actual image or URL then is, because there's nothing stopping you from getting the actual URL. So, but this works. So.
Oh, by the way, everyone, Mary said that she can't make it to the chat today, so I said I would say hi to everyone. She also had a question for John Mulholt, but I haven't seen John yet, so I may ask him on Facebook for her.
And with this image one thing, this gets the first image out of the content of the article. So it's not the intro or the full text image. You can also do that with intro or full text. So now it's getting the first image. You can also do random. And then it will get any image from the content. I don't think I have more than one image in the...
You pretty much thought of everything, didn't you?
Yeah. So
You know what I like about you, Peter? Your humility.
Yeah.
It's hard to say. Let's see. We'll just put in a image. I'm too much zoomed in. It doesn't work very. Image. Oh, here it is. We'll just put in another.
So for anyone who's just tuning in now, we've already looked at our topic, and Peter is slamming. Peter van Westen from Regular Labs is slamming away here, using Articles Anywhere, showing us a whole bunch of stuff that will make more sense on the replay. But
well, I mean, I'm kind of I'm doing something pretty bad here. I'm actually using your stream to kind of get answers a little bit more clear that I wasn't getting from his forums. So I'm getting more of an idea of what you and Andy were talking about. So
yeah,
on how to use Articles Anywhere in connection with article fields. And
yeah.
Change what I'm doing, so I'm not using them as tags, but actually use them as articles. So, okay.
Yeah, and you can actually, with articles field, where you can connect multiple articles with other articles, you can actually use articles anywhere inside the articles field for anything that articles field doesn't support itself. But that's getting very deep.
You can't use article fields inside a repeater, can you?
In a repeatable field, you mean? Yeah, the repeatable field is being trashed anyway. They're writing a new version for it, which will be called subform. And the way it will work will probably be completely different, because the current repeatable field only supports a few of the core fields and no third-party stuff.
Okay.
Is that for coming out in 3 or is that for 4?
Yeah, I don't know. So the current thing of this repeatable field, this thing will disappear.
Which is a shame, because I like that field, but by the way...
Well, it's going to be more awesome than it is now. Because now you can only choose a few. The way it's looking now is that the new thing will work pretty much in the same way, but instead of selecting a type here, you actually select a field you already created. So you could select any one of these. And so you could also use one field with all its settings it has in multiple repeatable fields or subforms, as it will be called.
That will be much more efficient.
Yeah, and also it's much. You have all the editing thing in the field itself instead of in the repeatable field, so you can control everything you want in here instead of in the repeatable field.
Very cool. Okay.
Mark says excellent news, that subform field.
Yeah.
But it's still in development, so.
And I talked to Rick. I've been talking to Rick Spann. We're still working on a date for him to to come on and show how to test
How to become a beta tester?
yes, but how to test not only how to test Joomla 4, but also some of the oh man, the term just totally lost me here. Just a sec. I'll bring it up on my. I can remember here. I can remember as soon as I read it. I'll tell you exactly what he was talking about. Let's see here. It's how to do Joomla 3 patch testing. So Joomla 3 patch testing demo, and touch a little on the Joomla 4 installation procedure for testing, as it's rather different. So he suggested January 30th, but I can't do it that day because of the short day, and I've got John lined up. But I'm sure it'll be soon after that, so I just have to get back to him. I don't know how many of you. I mean, for those of us that are not that are late night people, sometimes interacting with the daytime people, I usually. Like, I won't get going to emails now until after lunchtime, which is great. But and then when you're dealing with different time zones, like it's getting to be late night there for Peter. So, that's
it's 9:30 here.
Oh, okay, 9:30.
That's not that bad. But I do have another problem, and that is I do need to go to the toilet pretty bad.
Oh, okay. Hey, well, just a second. You know what? I've got a screen just for that.
So either I go now and come back later. Say goodbye.
Or we can wrap things up here too if you want. That's fine. Chayton, don't hang up after. I want to talk to you about something.
Hi.
But that's great. I mean, it's whatever you want, Peter. If you want to go and come back, or you just want to go, that's fine. So you've already shown us a ton of stuff, and
yeah. So if there's any questions, throw them up.
How did Chuck got put on the naughty list for all caps? Timed him out for 5 seconds. I wish I knew how to work this stuff better on the Twitch chat to stop that stuff, but
apparently you can't laugh, Chuck.
Anyway, so Chuck says blown our minds. So and I actually took myself off of the screen there so no one can see me. So let me just I'll just say bye, and then I'll go back to you guys here. Anyways, everybody, thanks so much for tuning in today, and not only seeing the thing that Peter initially showed us how to create, put notes in Joomla articles so only you can see them, or other users that you set. But then also we went for a journey off to Oz with Peter, and it's been great. So Chayton, thanks for showing your face on your new webcam, and
of course,
Peter and Vinny, you actually spoke, and it was great to have Mark in there, and everybody, Chuck, and everybody else who's been in chat. Was there anybody else that was in there? I don't know. I can't list everybody. Then you always leave someone out. But anyways, thanks very much for all your support and taking part. We're gonna just keep lining things up, and so until the next time, enjoy your Joomla.